So I'm going to be creating a video all about math and explain everything. Bear in mind that I am not a math teacher. This is merely just to give you a few ideas. So using explain everything can help make math more magical, and hopefully I'm going to show you some ideas how. So for example, if we're doing something about fractions, I'm not just going to be writing on the board, but I'm going to be able to use these wonderful icons over here that's going to help me. So I've got some Pokemon here, and I want to work out how many of them are Pikachu, which is this cute little guy over here. First thing I'm going to do is organise my Pokemon. So look, that's a great thing because Snorlax was hiding some Bulbasaur. So I can see that I have 5 total, and that is only 1 Pikachu. So I have 1/5 Pikachu. But what about as a percentage? So if I think about percentage, the way I would do this is I would want to make it into 100. So I could also work out that's the same as 2/10. Oh, 2/10. And to make that into 100, add that 0 on. So look, that's 20%. 20% Pikachu. Next thing I want to do is I want to work out how tall this lady is. I can see down the bottom that she is pretty tall because those people are tiny. And I'm going to do this with the power of trigonometry. So I'm going to need to find out some angles and some lengths. I might want to bring in a protractor to help me do that as well. I can also insert some equations. So imagine that I am some sort of mathematical genius. I can insert an equation because it gives me this cool equation calculator. However, I am not a mathematical genius, so I'm going to skip to the next page. The next page, happiness and stupidity. We're going to chart those two things. So I'm going to have happiness over here and stupidity down here. I've taken a survey and people are telling me that this is how it looks. So from my scale of happiness and stupidity, I can see that there's a straight line going up this way. Now the question is it correlation or is it causation? Maybe Ralph Wiggum over here knows for me. Next thing, I'm going to look at scales. Maybe I'm going to look at the moon and the earth and also distance. This is how the moon and earth are often represented next to each other. This is not a true representation. I'm going to have to move my moon quite far away so that I can find out the distance. That's probably a bit better scale. I want to find out this distance right here. I might need something else to help me. I'm going to need this ruler, which I'm going to bring back over to my page, and I'm going to make a scale of 1 centimeter is going to equal, you do the rest of the math. I can also move this calculator around, so it's going to help me. I can angle it, it can go in there, and that's going to help me to find out the distance. Next thing I'm going to do, maybe I'm feeling really homesick, so not only do I want to know the distance of the moon, I want to know the distance of my baby brothers who live at Manchester Road in London. Something really cool about Explain Everything is you can insert a browser right into the Explain Everything. So I can go in here and I can use it just as I would in a normal browser. So if I wanted to, I could look for the directions to get from my house to this house. I could zoom out a little bit and see where in London my brothers live. I could even zoom out and see where I am all the way over in Atlanta down here. So from here to here, or from here to here. I also have my mum over here, best friends up here. If I wanted to, I could work out the distance. You can obviously insert any browser that you want, any website that you want. If you're teaching something like fractions, something that maybe drives students crazy, why not insert a silly little comic at the beginning? And fractions, I think, are one of the parts of math that is really good to represent visually. I've already done it with Pokemon, but now let's pretend that I'm going to be doing it with pizza. So I've got my pizza over here, and we're working out how much pizza I'm giving the maths teachers. So I'm going to figure out that that is probably just 1 slice, 1/6. However, if you are a vegan gluten-free person, you're going to be getting 4/4, which is 100% pizza. The next thing, you can also insert your Google Docs or any doc into your explain everything. So you can do that by going straight from Google Drive and insert it right there. You can then annotate the work. So I could be annotating a worksheet that I've given the students. I could be even showing off student work. You can even do this with Google Slides. So I'm being very meta and I've put the Google slide here that I'm using for my flipped classroom training. Each time I go through a slide, I can flip it out the way, next one, flip it out the way, next one, flip it out the way. Or you have the option when you insert a Google slide deck of inserting it so each slide is individual on a different page. So hopefully that was helpful and gave you some cool ideas. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see what we create.